If you've been considering buying, selling, or investing in real estate, maybe you just like keeping tabs on the real estate market. I'm sure you've been thinking about the geopolitical conflict between Ukraine and Russia and how that's going to affect the housing market here in the States. In today's video, we're going to dig a little deeper to try and answer that question. What's up, everybody? My name is Malachi, and I'm known as the Realist Realtor. I give it to you real, backed by facts. And so, like I said in the intro, we're going to try to dig a little deeper on what's happening and how that war between Russia and Ukraine can affect us, even if the United States does get involved in the war. Before we get started, we're going to jump into the real estate market update portion of this video, going over the numbers of February 2022. And before I get started, don't forget, the numbers that I go over and the percentage change is year over year. So we'll be looking at February 2021 and what's happening last month in February 2022. So let's get right into that. Starting with the city of Riverside. Riverside's average sales price in February 2022 was $661,053, which is an increase from last year, February 2021, by 22.3%. The amount of new houses that went onto the market was 268, which is down 10.7% year over year. How many transactions went into escrow and went into that pending status was 198, which is down 34.4%. Lastly, the amount of properties that closed and sold was 240, which is up 0.4%. Moving on to Rancho Cucamonga. Rancho Cucamonga saw an average sales price in the month of February $755,075, which is up 18.5%. Now the houses that came onto the market for sale was 115, which is down a whopping 37.2%. Now the houses that actually went into escrow, that pending status, was only 86, which is down 48.2%. Lastly, the amount of houses that actually closed was 120, which is down 11.8%. Moving on to the Los Angeles County cities that I cover, the city of Lakewood. Lakewood's average sales price was $812,891, which is up 9.6%. Again, this is year over year versus February 2021. Now, the amount of houses that went onto the market for sale was only 51, which is down 31.1%. Now, the amount of houses that went pending was 39, which is down a huge amount of 43.5%. And lastly, the amount of properties that closed in the city of Lakewood was only 55, which is down 6.8%. Lastly, the city of Cerritos. Cerritos saw an average sales price of $1,044,000, which is up 14.3%. The amount of homes that went onto the market was only 18. That's down over 51% from February 2021. The amount of houses that entered the escrow process was 12, which is down 61.3%. And lastly, the amount of properties that actually closed and exchanged hands to the new owner was only 10, which is down 16.7%. Now let's go back to this geo-conflict between Russia and Ukraine. First and foremost, my heart, my prayers go out to the Ukrainians. I just hope that all individuals that are innocent in this matter are safe, find that safe haven, and get out of that war zone. I've received a lot of questions regarding the geopolitical conflict between Russia and Ukraine. Currently, the United States is not involved in active war, but if that were to happen, people have been asking, what type of effect does that have on the United States real estate market? And I think to answer that question, first we need to take a look at history. Before I jump into the next section, if you could take a split second of your time and hit that like button, it would truly mean a lot to me. It helps my channel and it helps provide this useful information to other people that would like to stay up to date. And also, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do me a favor and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that bell notification so you're made aware of every time I drop an updated video. You want to make sure you stay up to date, especially with everything that's happening in the geopolitical conflict, but more importantly, what the Federal Reserves are going to do with inflation. Let's get back into the video. So let's go ahead and look at the past and what these past wars in recent times have done, or how have they affected the real estate market. So the ones that I can recall and what I remember in recent times, especially because I've had loved ones involved in these wars, was the Gulf War, Iraq, Afghanistan, as well as Libya. And through my research, and I can reference the LA Times article here that was published on February 2nd, 2003, there really wasn't a huge effect on the real estate market in the United States. But let's recall, all of these wars in recent time have been fought overseas. We've never felt the effects of war on our home soil. But again, going over these past histories, or this past history of these recent wars, just know that over time we have not seen a real estate crash or market crash because of these wars. Now, there are a few things that we know for sure that will have an effect here on the US economy. And one is the supply chain issue. We saw previously with COVID and the whole shutdown that supply chain issue became madness. The toilet paper, for example. The semiconductors that increased car values. Used car values are still, till today, when this video is being recorded, through the roof. And we're gonna see that again. Russia and Ukraine hold a good amount of precious metals that are used in semiconductors. So we know with all the issues happening over there, bringing those semiconductors or those precious metals over for manufacturing purposes is going to have a big hold on that. The second thing, which I'm not sure is going to be a huge impact here in the States, but Russia and Ukraine make up a huge part of agriculture, specifically wheat and corn, and I believe sunflower seed oil. I'm not too sure what those are used for, the oil, but the wheat and corn will probably see a price increase when we do go to the grocery store. Now with those two things, the semiconductors with precious metals as well as the agriculture, I don't foresee those two affecting the real estate market at all. Lastly, oil. Russia is a huge supplier of oil to the States, and not only is it affecting us at the gas pump, it affects the entire global energy market. And now with the increased prices of the barrels of oil, it affects everything. Transport, tractors to plow land, bringing down lumber to build houses, sending over material to build houses. You can only see how that could be passed down to the real estate market. So out of all things that I've researched and studied these past few days, history shows us that there was no effect on the real estate market with these other wars in recent history. Agriculture and those precious metals that produce the semiconductors should also not affect the real estate market, but oil can affect the real estate market. But let's be clear, I don't believe that's going to cause a crash. It's going to cause values to continue to go up. Through my research, I also found that there are other economists, high-level economists, stating the same thing. That real estate prices are going to go up. People are looking for homes. People are looking for that sense of security. So to be frank and to be clear, will this war in Russia and Ukraine, if the United States does get involved, crash the real estate market? From my research, it doesn't show or have any signs that the real estate market will crash. The one thing that does open my eyes to some type of correction in the real estate market is inflation. I'm going to continue to look at these numbers and watch the market. I bring those numbers to you guys. If I see anything or a blimp in the market or what the feds are going to do with inflation and their plan, I'll make sure to drop that as soon as possible so you guys stay up to date. Thank you again for all the love and support. I appreciate all of you. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit that like button. It really means a lot to me, and it helps put out my content to other people that may be interested and would like to stay educated on the real estate market. Again, thank you guys so very much. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week.